In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the second step of the simulation. This decision is related to the definition of the entry mode. That is basically how you're going to arrange and define your international expansion strategy. Basically, you'll have different ways for entering into a new market. And here you're going to define the conditions and the sort of resources that you're going to use for producing and delivering your products and services in the foreign market. And this definition will have one impact in the role and the contribution of intermediaries and the value chains in your business model. They are going to work directly with you. Are you going to have a partnership with a company, or are you going to do everything by yourself? Also, you have an impact in the nature and value of taxes that you pay in the home country and also in the host country. For instance, if you're exporting, you need to pay fees for tariff taxes for exporting your products. But your profit will be, you're going to pay taxes on your corporate tax rate will be based on your home country. And the customer status of your product will also be affected by this decision. If you're close to them, if you have interactions with local partners, of course, you're going to have more intimacy with your local customer. And finally, this decision can impact the price that you're going to, the final price of your products in the foreign market. You have 4 different entry modes to select. The first one is the direct exports. In that case, basically your staff will remain in your home country and maybe from time to time travel around to make deals with distributors in the foreign market. In that case, basically, you're not going to allocate a lot of resources. There is, it is a really low risk approach. But one problem with that is that since you're going to have much more intermediaries in this process, the price of a final product will be higher in the target market because each distributor will add the margin of their services. And also you're going to have more taxes to export, to transport, and also you have problems of logistics. So all these factors together will increase the price in the final market. But in the end, just half of this money will become gross profit for you because basically the revenues in the target market are not, you're not going to receive it directly. This revenues in the target market will be revenues of the distributors in that country. It's a really economic entry mode, low risk, and you have little potential of return because your profit can be only a really low profit because you cannot really produce and distribute by yourself or with partners in the local market. Also, it's subjected of paying export fees in the destination country, and the corporate taxes will be in the home market, like France. In the case of franchising, basically you're going to sell your business model for specific companies in the target market to sell your products and services and to have contacts with your customers there. There is also a slight increase in the price for the final customer. Will have some price escalation, and only 65% of the sales and 65% of the sales in the foreign market will belong to your franchisees. So only 35% will become corporate revenues for your business. Of course, you're going to sell this business model, so each franchisee in the foreign market will pay you $250,000. And of course, the number of franchisees that you're going to, the number of companies buying your franchise in the target market will be based on the success of your product. So if a lot of people is buying your product there, then a lot of companies will use your business model to operate in the foreign market. And this is a relatively economical and medium risk mode. and because you need to develop your business model. So this is not so, you need to spend some money to develop this franchising model, and after that also you need to sell this business model. And the franchisees will help you with local market investments. So they are going to invest some amount of money. So you have some investments, and then they will add some investment to that. And tariff taxes are also reduced because you need to export less for the foreign market. And the corporate tax rates are paid in the host country. So basically, these business models will pay the corporate tax rate, and only after paying the corporate tax rate, you're going to receive this money. Then you have the joint venture. In that case, you're going to create a new company with a local partner to explore that market. The idea is that you're going to share everything, and you're going to share the costs, the profits, and the local partner will help you in understanding the local culture, adapting your strategy, and also to delivering all your marketing strategy in the local market. They are going also to double your marketing investments. So every dollar that you invest in marketing sales, this local company will double it. So basically, you have much more strength to reach the market. Also, the local production in the foreign market will reduce the tariffs that you pay for exporting your products. Just some few products will be required to be exported. And you're going to share all your profit or loss, and it's a moderate risk entry mode, and you have medium to high potential of returns. And finally, you have the greenfield. In that case, you're going to establish a new production and sales subsidiary from the scratch, from the beginning. And this includes the distribution channels. You need to invest a lot of money for doing that, installing everything, a new factory, new shops, and also you suffer from lower knowledge of the local market because you don't have anyone to help you in understand the local market. But this can be offset by the reduced trade barriers because you're going to have be close to your customer and you're going to produce there. So this is like a trade-off, and you need to think about the high costs and the high potentials because all the profit will belong to your business. You're not going to share your profit with anyone else. It's considered a higher risk and a high risk entry mode, but also you have more potential of return. And this is only a summary of the previous explanation, telling you the main aspects of each entry mode, and then you can select the one that is best for you according to your thoughts about the company's strategy. After that, you just need to go to the Input Decisions tab and select your entry mode. You also be able to check the cost of selecting different entry modes for each country. There is an important note here. You can't use greenfield to entry in China because you need to have a partnership with local companies if you want to produce or have your business operating in the country. Let's give one example, thinking about United Kingdom as my target country. So suppose that I'm going to enter United Kingdom, and I believe that United Kingdom is a country with relatively too high cage distance, so they are not so close to us in terms of culture and institutions. Then I can select the entry mode that I believe. So for instance, let's try the first one, direct export. So if I select direct export, I'm basically trying to sell my products there, and as you can see, the estimated cost for doing that is about 8,000 and a half, $8,500 to operate this approach. I may believe that I need to be more close to customers and I want to have a more risky approach. I can try, for instance, franchising. So franchising will cost $22,000 to enter in United Kingdom. As you can see, you have a little cost that's a little bit higher for doing that. And of course, I need to have some companies in the target market buying my business and operating that for me in United Kingdom. Another approach can be the joint venture. And as you can see, I need to invest much more money because I need to build facilities, build industries, build shops there. And this means that this will be my cost. But of course, my local partner will also invest some money for running this business there. I can use that, for instance, for if I believe that United Kingdom it's a country that is different from mine, and I want to share the risk with a local partner. And finally, I can check the greenfield, and the cost is very, very high because I need to do almost everything by myself. And but any profit that I achieved will belong to me. In my case, I believe the United Kingdom is a country that is different from France in many aspects. So I really believe that I need help as local partners. So maybe the case that I can choose between joint venture or franchising. I will keep from now the selection of the joint venture. And this is it for the second decision.